Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Star Fox Adventures. Last time we returned our final spell stone to the Ocean Force Point Temple, and we got told that there is a Krazoa shrine back on Walled City. So we need to head back into Thorntail Hollow, which we're right in front of, and once we enter, we're going to be learning more about why the planet has been put back together.
Fox, something is not right. The walled city has not yet returned to the planet. My husband is still stuck up there. You did return all of the spell stones.
Of course, but wait, the spirits. They must have something to do with it.
You're right. Without all the spirits, the magic cannot be channeled back into the planet.
Your boss said to return to the walled city. There must be a shrine we've yet to find.
Tricky will make a fine king. Thank you again, Fox.
Alright, so with that, we need to head back to the Walled City, but I'm going to warn you guys right now, there is a point of no return in the Walled City. The second you enter the Krazoa Shrine, you will not be allowed to come back. So what I recommend you do is take care of any last minute errands now before even heading back to the Walled City. So we're going to be returning all of our cheat tokens now and see what all rewards we would get from it. And one last thing to know, you do need to buy one more thing from the shop before going to the Walled City. You do need to buy this upgrade right here to Fox. You need to buy his binocular set, because you will be required to use it on the Walled City. Just a thing of warning now. But now that we have all the cheat tokens, we're ready to enter this part of the Warp Stone, the Gamewell Maze. Now I recommend, if you're doing all the stuff that I'm doing, only come here when you have all 8 cheat tokens. Just because if you just come here any other time, you're just going to be wasting it. You're going to be wasting your time. So it's just easier for you to come here when you have all the cheat tokens. But you need to make your way to the center of the maze here in order to drop off all the cheat tokens into the main well. And this maze can be a little bit confusing, but you just hug the walls and you'll find your way. If you make it to one of these points, that will warp you right back outside of the maze. So don't take one of those warp points if you're not wanting to leave yet. And in fact, I'm going the wrong way. I gotta turn back around. The only time you want to leave this place at this point in the game is when you actually return all these spirits. But not all these spirits. I'm thinking now we're returning Krazoa spirits. That's the other purpose we came through the warp stone to do. But no, you want to leave once you return all of the cheat tokens. And they will put one of those warp points right next to that well, so you don't need to worry about it. So let's head in here and... oh, this is not it. I do get turned around in this maze, but then again, this is probably maybe only my 5th time in this maze, because I did this a couple of times when I was younger. Mainly also because when my memory card wiped, I did have to do this again. That's why I did rent the game as a kid. My memory card on my GameCube wiped at that point, so I did have to redo this stuff then too. But, I still don't really remember my way around this maze that much, because I haven't done this all that recently. But here we go. This is the main area where you get to return all your cheat tokens. So once you're here, just go ahead and drop your cheat token. And one of 2 things will appear. It'll either say the well looks into your future, or it'll just say cheat activated. So this is one of the 4 messages that you'll get. There is sorrow ahead. A close friend does not have much time left. It will be hard to accept, but you will grow. Now that message, let me make sure. That message you get from the cheat token that we just got last at the Ocean Force Point Temple. That is foreshadowing to something that's going to be coming out later Star Fox game. I'm not going to be saying what it is for spoiler purposes, but that is a little bit of foreshadowing. So let's go ahead and drop our next cheat token. Cheat activated. We won't be able to figure out what cheat is activated till we go back to the main menu, so I'll be going over which cheat token unlocks what once we go back to the main menu. Let's go ahead and drop the next one. And the well looks into our future once again. His life force is strong. His existence is like a virus. I can hear his breath in every corner of space. He will not only use the evil heart of others, but can also corrupt those that are good. Now this message you get from collecting the cheat token at the end of the river in Snowhorn Waste that we got after we were going for our 4th Krazoa Spirit. But that message there, once again, that's more foreshadowing something later coming in the game, actually. Once again, not gonna spoil what that is, but that is more foreshadowing for you. Let's go ahead and drop our next cheat token. And looks like we get our message. A friend who has left still cares about you. The bond of your friendship still remains. He will soon appear before you, and you should accept him with all your heart. Now that message, you get that from collecting a cheat token from doing all that stuff in Lightfoot Village. I chased some Lightfoot babies around, I got that cheat token, that's where you get that one. Once again, foreshadowing to something that's coming later in the game. Will not be spoiling what that is, but that's a nice little message. We'll see who that friend is once we get to that point in the game, but let's drop our next cheat token. And looks like we get our final message. Fox, I have seen that you matured into a strong leader. I am always there with you. Never give up. Trust your instincts, my son. Now that message you get from collecting the cheat token outside of Volcano Force Point Temple. You need to have a moon seed in order to get that. That's Fox's father, as you can tell by when he said his son. If you played Star Fox 64, then you know exactly where that never give up, trust your instinct line came from. That is from his father. Peppy says it all the time because of him. So that's a nice little reference to Star Fox 64 right there, if I do say so myself. But the next few cheat tokens we have are just cheats, so we'll just drop these into the well. And then we'll go ahead, back out to the main menu and take a look at what these unlocked. And with that, we'll be ready to head to the Walled City. We have everything else all done. We're ready to head off to our final area. Again, it's hard to say final area because the Dragon Rock was supposed to be. But the Walled City, we do have to make a return trip. Which is why when we were there the first time, we weren't really there for all that long. This is why, because you actually have to go back there for a Krazoa Spirit. But now with that all said and done, let's go ahead, save the game so those cheats will be active. And let's go ahead and quit. Now since I already had all the cheat tokens unlocked, I could have just showed this from the very beginning, but I'm not going to do that. So let's go ahead, first head over here to R.O.B. And you have languages. You have subtitles, which I have on just for convenience sake, in case I might talk over something, but then you have Dinosaur. Dinosaur is a little bit of a weird thing. Pretty much, remember in the beginning of the game where all the dialogue was essentially talked in dinosaur language? Well, that's essentially what this is. It turns all the subtitles in the cutscenes into dinosaur language. It's really weird. But you get this from collecting the cheat token in Moon Mountain Pass. So that's pretty useful, but not really something that I really take full advantage of, because I don't really like the dinosaur language that much. I think it's a little weird, so I don't really use it. But next we head over to the audio, and there's some stuff over here. You have all your setups, sound effects, and everything cutscene, but then you have a sound test option that unlocks. You get this from collecting the cheat token that is found in the Ice Mountain, so that's where you get this one. Very simple, very easy. Then our next two is over here at Peppy's side. You have screen ratio, which you can do the widescreen mode if you really want to, rumble of course. Then you have these two things right here. These two would be unlocked after you get the cheat tokens. You get to look at the credits, so if you want to see the credits now, I can turn that on, which I'm not going to. But you get this from collecting the cheat token in the Thorntail store. So this is like the first cheat token you would get normally. Then the last thing is graphics mode, where if you select it, you get to go to this sepia mode, which is pretty much black and white. Not really a mode I really like using because I think it makes the game look uglier than it should. But you get this from collecting the cheat token in K-Claw, which is the one we got right before we got our last staff energy upgrade. So that's what all the cheat tokens do. In all honesty, once you collect them once, you never really have to collect them again because there's no real point. But for the sake of the Let's Play, I did want to collect them because that's part of my 100% definition. And as you can see, we have 88%. If I didn't collect all those cheat tokens, this file would still say 88%. So I consider the cheat tokens to be part of the 100% definition, even though that's not the case. But now that we've taken care of that, we're ready to head back to the walled city. But now with that all out of the way, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys, because really, there's not all that much left that we have to do. We just have to head back to the walled city and take care of some stuff there, but I want to actually take the last 2 trips in the R-Wing. I don't want to cut them out. I actually want to keep them in, so because of that, I want to go ahead and end it now before I make the video too long, even though I know this isn't that long of a video to begin with. So with that, next time on Let's Play Star Fox Adventures, we'll head back to the walled city, and we'll collect ourselves our 5th Krazoa spirit. I'll see you guys next time.